So, a massive tech summit just went down in New Delhi, and honestly, what happened there could seriously reshape the future of artificial intelligence. And we're not just talking about cool new gadgets here. We are talking about a major shift in global power. So, what exactly happened, and why is everyone from Washington to Silicon Valley suddenly paying such close attention? Let's get into it.
Okay, to get a sense of just how big this thing was, get this. Over 70,000 people showed up on the very first day. The demand was so insane, organizers actually had to add an extra day to the AI Expo just to handle the crowds. This was way more than just another conference. It was a huge signal that India is absolutely ready to take a leading role in the AI revolution.
So, officially, the theme was people, planet, and progress. Sounds nice, right? But the real mission, the phrase you kept hearing over and over in the hallways, was all about a mission to democratize AI. The whole idea was to make sure the global south isn't just a customer for this tech,
As you
but a
can
key
see,
player
the
in actually
holographic
building it.
interface
But hey,
allows
this
for
wasn't all just
instantaneous
inspiring
interaction with
speeches
the
and
deep
mission
learning
statements.
model.
No, this summit dropped a major geopolitical announcement, a really concrete move that redraws the strategic map of global tech and forges a powerful new coalition.
And it's called Pax Silica. So, what is that? Well, think of it like a strategic tech alliance led by the US. Its entire reason for being is to lock down the two most critical ingredients for the future of technology: the whole semiconductor ecosystem and the supply chains for the rare minerals you need to build them.
And here's the headline news from the summit. India is officially in. They've joined this alliance. And you have to understand, this is a huge deal. It's a strategic partnership built to secure access to semiconductors and those critical minerals, basically creating a new supply chain that can challenge the existing tech powers and really shift the global balance.
Now, this new alliance isn't just some fancy agreement on paper, right? It's being backed by some seriously massive, real-world investments in infrastructure. We're talking about the raw horsepower needed to fuel an entire country's AI ambitions. And the deal that really got everyone talking was this landmark partnership between two absolute giants, India's own Tata Group and, you guessed it, OpenAI. They've officially teamed up to build the foundational AI infrastructure that's going to power everything else. Okay, so what do that actually look like? Well, the partnership is kicking things off with an initial plan to build 100 megawatts of AI compute infrastructure. And that's a lot of power dedicated purely to running AI models. But believe me, that's just the appetizer. Because the long-term roadmap isn't 100 megawatts. It's to scale up to a full gigawatt. I mean, a gigawatt of compute power. That is absolutely staggering. That's the kind of infrastructure that can literally transform an entire nation into a global AI powerhouse. And you know what's cool? This huge national push is already creating a ripple effect. We're seeing individual states jumping on board with their own ambitious projects. I mean, take Andhra Pradesh, for instance. They just signed deals to build a dedicated quantum valley, which just shows how quickly this vision is becoming a reality on the ground.
All right, so let's zoom in a bit, because this isn't all about geopolitics and massive data centers. The summit also gave us a glimpse of how this tech is already being used to solve real-world problems that affect people's daily lives.
So how does this actually change things for you? Well, a power company in Delhi is using what they're calling a Google Maps for electricity. And if you look here, it makes perfect sense. The old grid on the left just reacts when a problem happens. But the new AI-powered system on the right, it's like a GPS. It predicts the traffic jam, or in this case, the blackout, before it even happens. It can spot a potential failure and prevent it, or automatically fix a fault in seconds. It's that invisible AI that just makes life run a little smoother. Okay, but let's be real. This kind of insane, transformative progress, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It brings up some really tough questions. And the summit had to tackle the big ones: regulation, control, and what it all means for society. And OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, he got right to the point. He offered a comparison that was, well, pretty powerful and frankly a little sobering, just to make it crystal clear how high the stakes really are. So what's his solution to this nuclear-level power? He proposed creating an international regulatory body for artificial intelligence, modeled directly on the IAEA. That's the agency that oversees nuclear energy. Yeah. He's basically arguing that AI is so powerful, it needs the same kind of global oversight we have for nuclear weapons. But, while all these big ideas about regulation were being debated inside the fancy convention center, a very different story was unfolding right on the streets outside.
Yeah, this wasn't just some perfectly polished tech showcase. Right outside, you had protesters from the Indian Youth Congress clashing with police. And what were they protesting? The very U.S. trade deals that make alliances like Pax Silica possible. People were detained, it blew up online, and it just goes to show AI isn't some niche tech topic anymore. It is front and center in our politics and our economy.
And that really brings us back to the central question this whole summit leaves us with. When you see this massive infrastructure being built, these high-stakes global alliances being formed, and the real-world political friction it's already creating, you have to ask yourself, do you agree with Sam Altman? Does a force this powerful truly need a global watchdog to keep it in check?